Let's move on now. Another shakeup of sorts at the Alameda County District Attorney's Office. This involves embattled DA Pamela Price. Prosecutors who were put on leave when Price took over in January are now being told to come back to work, even though they're still under investigation. Let's bring in NBC's Jessica Aguirre. Okay, what's exactly happening here? They were put on leave, but then they were asked to come on back. Were they cleared of any of their wrongdoings?
No, these investigations are still pending. This all dates back, as you mentioned, to when Pamela Price came into office, and then she almost immediately placed 7 career prosecutors on paid administrative leave. So over the months that followed, about three of them resigned, but 4 others remained on paid leave. Then about 10 days ago, those 3 out of the 4 remaining deputy DAs were suddenly called back to work. The prosecutors were originally put on leave for a variety of reasons, some on allegations of campaign violations connected to Price's first unsuccessful run for DA in 2018, others accused of prosecutorial misconduct dating back before Price took office in January, something that the union attorney that represents the 7 says is unusual.
Well, let's see if NBC News is going to investigate the new DA's personnel actions. The new DA, Ursula Jones Dixon, took these actions in her first 100 days in office. DA Jones Dixon has fired at least 10 attorneys and possibly 11. Another 8 left, and at least 1 attorney was placed on paid administrative leave. 6 of the 19 lawyers impacted by her personnel decisions are Black. DA Jones Dixon has fired at least 11 staff members and placed 1 person on paid administrative leave. 11 of the 12 staff members impacted by her personnel decisions are Black or Latino. Her personnel decisions represent a whitening of the office, leaving the distinct impression that she has targeted Black employees in an office with a long history of discrimination and racial bias. DA Jones Dixon reported in her 100-day report that she is onboarding a new forensic auditor. What she left out of the report is the fact that she just fired a newly hired forensic auditor who happens to be a Black woman. District Attorney Jones Dixon in her first 100 days has fired or transferred attorneys with specific expertise that were doing the work we hired them to do. For example, Advanthea Pappas, the head of our domestic violence unit and a foremost expert in domestic violence who was providing desperately needed training to local police agencies on their response to domestic violence calls and to our prosecutors on gun violence restraining orders, as well as the police, has been reassigned to collaborative courts, where her expertise and knowledge really has no use to the public. She fired. District Attorney Jones Dixon fired 2 seasoned prosecutors with decades of experience in the Public Accountability Unit and reassigned the chief of the division. The media has reported that DA Jones Dixon in her first 100 days brags that she's rebuilding the Consumer Justice Unit. What she left out is that she dismantled the Consumer Justice team in the Consumer Justice Bureau, suggesting that they were inexperienced. This is the same team that, 1, shut down the illegal vaping operation in Livermore and set a national precedent and model for criminal prosecution of the sale of online flavored tobacco products. 2, the same team that settled a $49 million case with Kaiser with the Attorney General, where Alameda County consumers receive more than $7 million in restitution and damages. 3, settled an environmental case against Walmart for $7.5 million. And 4, obtained more than $20 million in judgments and settlements in the first year of my administration. DA Jones Dixon says that she's rebuilding the organized retail theft unit. But in the fall of 2023, we won a $2 million grant from the state to prosecute organized retail theft. I matched that grant with $2 million from our Consumer Trust Fund that could be used for that purpose. We formed a prosecution team called ORCA, which trained extensively for the grant for more than 90 days.
The evidence illustrates how retail crime continues to be a big problem in Alameda County. And now, DA Pamela Price may have a new solution.
essentially choke off the demand that is driving a lot of what we see happening in our communities.
The Alameda County District Attorney's Office is putting together a first-of-its-kind organized retail theft prosecution team, funded by $2 million from a state grant and a matching $2 million from the DA's office.
Our goal is to dismantle, disrupt, and deter this type of activity, this criminality from occurring, and where appropriate, to divert those that are engaging in this type of criminality.
DA Price says what will be different is an attempt to connect the dots between other facets of organized retail crime.
When it's not on its surface just the theft of a good, but there are intricate networks behind the scenes, people engaging in multiple acts of unlawful conduct, whether it be stealing a car to then engage in the theft activity.
The new team will utilize different investigative tools to make those connections. Those include monitoring suspect patterns and conduct, analyzing data to support investigations, and partnerships between law enforcement agencies.
Advancing prosecution on a specific track where the same district attorney is going to represent that case through every major stage as it advances through the criminal legal system. That's what makes this first of its kind for Alameda County.
DA Price says Alameda County also faces some unique challenges that make it vulnerable to organized retail theft, including its size and geographic location.
Proximity that we are to so many other major cities, we are the thoroughfare and as well as the stopping place.
The DA's office also points out that the project will take months to train on and even longer before real results are achieved. In Alameda County, Ansar Hassan, ABC 7 News.
In 2024, ORCA worked closely with CHP and other local and federal police agencies throughout Alameda County. ORCA trained loss prevention agents, tracked arrests, cases, warrants, and different criminal enterprises. The ORCA team was in direct contact with other DA offices to coordinate the prosecutions. In her first 100 days, DA Jones-Dixon disbanded the ORCA team by transferring the attorneys and firing the lead investigator. There are no attorneys or investigators left who have been trained under the grant or have the quality and length of the depth of relationships with law enforcement that our team built over the last year of my administration. Last but not least, let's talk about how her personnel decisions have reinforced corruption in the office. In August of 2023, the Alameda County Grand Jury found that the district attorney's office had violated county policies regarding the use of county computers and county time to participate in the political campaign activities supporting the former DA Nancy O'Malley in the 2018 primary election for district attorney. And the district attorney O'Malley's office failed to provide adequate training and on county policies and state law related to acceptable behavior during political campaigns. The grand jury found that at least 25 employees of the DA's office violated county policies in supporting the reelection of former District Attorney O'Malley, and that no action was taken to hold anyone accountable. These staff members used county-owned computers and the county-owned and operated email system to solicit funds for Ms. O'Malley's campaign, sometimes in coordination with police officer unions. They also used county resources to request attendance at campaign events and discuss DA O'Malley's campaign strategy. A person whom we believe was a leader in this conduct was Colleen McMahon. Our belief was based upon an email dated June 11, 2018, wherein she clearly celebrated the illegal collusion between employees in the DA's office and police unions supporting DA O'Malley's reelection. We placed Ms. McMahon on paid administrative leave in January of 2023, pending an investigation of her conduct, as reported by NBC News. She resigned her employment before the investigation could be completed, and significantly before she could be interviewed by the outside investigator. District Attorney Jones-Dixon has rehired Ms. McMahon in a leadership position in her administration. So stay tuned for the NBC investigation about that. This is Correct the Record.